Since apparently no one has played a Call of Duty title outside of the mobile version, let me explain to you all how this works. Every console Call of Duty release since Modern Warfare 2019 has been a smoldering pile of trash upon its release. And there's even arguments to be had that Modern Warfare 2019 was a smoldering pile of garbage. They were so bad, some of the titles were literally unplayable. There were even cases of people not even being able to install the game that they had pre-ordered. It's actually happened to me with Vanguard and Modern Warfare 2. And then when we finally were able to figure out how to install them, they were so bad and filled with so many bugs. I'm telling you, they were virtually unplayable. It was a mess. I'm not going to get into every single case. You can look it up if you want. I would have to say Vanguard was the worst offender out of the bunch. And eventually it became impossible for Activision to ignore it. But instead of, actually coming out and saying, oh, we messed up, we made some mistakes, they backpedal, they make excuses, and they use that as an opportunity to try to promote the next title the next year. Because if you didn't know, they come out with a console COD title every single year. So they usually have maybe 2 years tops to actually develop the game before its release. I think there were some cases where they only had a year to develop the game. So obviously there's going to be problems. Obviously we're going to have some issues. But again, instead of coming out and saying they messed up, they just usually make excuses. They blame the community, which is what we're seeing here. Now, this time with Warzone Mobile, I think it's been, 3+ years it's been in development. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's somewhere around there. So take that into perspective. At 3-year development time, next to 1 to 2 years, it may be a lot better. It may not be. It may be a mess upon its release. We'll just have to wait and see. But I don't know why everybody is so shocked that that may be a possibility, because we've seen this year after year after year. And of course they're going to take their time with the mobile version, because Call of Duty Mobile is the cash cow. After all, mobile games make more money. They want lucky spins, lucky draws, whatever, because those do make the most money. So obviously they're going to try and take their time producing the mobile version. But we're already hearing excuses like, oh, it's the engine is not that they're using is not made for mobile. Well, they're $75 billion company. You mean to tell me that you don't have the money at hand, you don't have the funds to be able to produce something else to make it work somehow? I don't buy that. I don't think it's a good excuse. And it's really not Activision coming out and saying these types of things, blaming the community. It's typically the bigger creators who, again, are trying to make the excuses. These guys are sponsored by Activision. Obviously, you can't expect anything less. They're not going to come out and just openly shit on the game or talk about all the negative things. They're going to try to hype it up, grow the player base, grow the viewer base. So, time will tell. We will just have to wait and see what happens. I personally am very excited for the launch of this, and I'm going to be playing it all day, every day, regardless if it's a piece of shit or not upon its release. I do not care, because I'm used to it. I bought every Call of Duty title pretty much ever, and I've seen what's happened every single time. So, we should not be surprised if it is. However, let's keep our fingers crossed that it isn't.